So I've drained this out, and I got, even though this is a 90-10 meat, I got about a cup of fat that came out of it. There is a little bit of fat left in it, and that fat is going to be my basis. I'm using 2 tablespoons of flour as my thickener. I probably have about 2 tablespoons of fat left in this meat, and that works fine. See how it's just laying on top of there? I'm just going to start mixing it in just like this. I have another ingredient I'm going to mix in with it, but I wanted to give you an idea. You go from the outside into the inside, from the outside into the inside, from the outside into the inside. If you don't, you start throwing things all over the place. I'm also adding 2 tablespoons of onion soup mix. Any brand will do. It has a little bit of bouillon flavor to it. It has onions and a few other herbs that are mixed into there. Again, from the outside to the inside, the outside to the inside. If you continue doing it this way, you don't have to worry about making a mess onto your stove. I might get a piece or 2 out, but surely a whole lot less than if I was just trying to stir this. Outside, inside, basic folding technique. I can't hardly see any of the flour, so I know the flour has been dissolved. So I'm going to add my 2 cups of broth at this point. And that should certainly take that sizzling down a lot. Okay. Could have used a bigger skillet, but I wanted to make sure that you can see. Usually what I do is I cook, move my other stuff, and then I work into my pot. But I wanted you to be able to see how it's mixing up, and it's a whole lot easier on this one. Outside, inside, outside, inside, outside, inside. I've said this before, I'll always say it. If you find that it's not thickening for some reason and you're thinking, I need it to get thicker, I need to add more flour. Add a little bit of flour into some water, and then add a little bit of your hot stuff back into that. So my hot chicken broth would go into the water, and then I would add it into here. Same thing if you were making regular gravy. And by the way, that's about what we're doing at this moment, is making some gravy. And I'm trying really hard not to get my gravy lumpy, so I have to keep going. All the way scraping across the bottom of the skillet and flip it. Bottom of the skillet and flip it. Bottom of the skillet and flip it. Soon as this thickens up, I'm going to add all of this in with my peas and with my noodles, and we'll be ready to eat. While I'm waiting for this to thicken for a minute, I'll let you know that what we're having for dinner tonight is going to be this peas and noodles. We're going to have a slice of freshly made sourdough bread, and I'm also making a kale salad. I have a kale salad here with my own homemade dressing, which is a balsamic vinaigrette that I've made. I use a couple different types of vinegars to go into it, and then it has a little bit of garlic in there. You just keep tasting it until you see what you like. I also have some water because olive oil is, to me, a little bit heavy and thick, so I always put a little bit of water in there. Mix it up well, pour it over my salad, and it will look really nice together, and it will be a healthy dinner for us. All right, it's thickening nicely. I'm moments away from adding everything together and sounding the dinner bell. The last thing I want to tell you about this is I found a bag I had with old Mother's Day cards in it from years and years gone by. And my son Cole is 25, he'll be 26 the end of this summer. When he was in 3rd grade, he had made this cute little book about I love my mom because my mom is funny, which I thought was good because I am funny, but also I love my mom because she makes my favorite food, which is beef and noodles and peas. Who knew all those years ago it was his favorite meal, and when he comes home he still requests this, as does Maggie for some reason. Tyler's the only one who thinks that this is a weird dinner that they've all liked. Alright, so I'm going to just pull this back onto the heat. I'm going to add it all in. Looks just beautiful. Lots of meat in here. And I'm going to, of course, switch to my rubber scraper. Then I'm going to mix this all up in. It has nice color to it. It's going to be tasty. Well, I hope it's going to be tasty. That seems to be the plan. Every time we make a meal, it should be something people would like to eat. And that's it. Just fold it together. I can wait a few extra minutes just so all of the broth that we have thickened up, or gravy, will go ahead and soak into the noodles. But I want to just put a little bit on the plate just to give you an idea. So with this, the peas, the bread, the salad, it looks really good together, and you can choose to put anything else on here that you would like. Thank you so much for joining us today for another easy way to take a white sauce and change it into other meals that you can make. Please like, subscribe, ring the bell, leave a comment, all of the above. Have a good evening.